second half action underway here in the Eastern Regional, the women's game between New York and Columbus. New York up 28-1, but the Jills trying to push back up to the near side. That one is dropped by Casillas with Pike in there to freeze the ball, and we'll have a ball up called by field umpire Danny Greenberg as the ball comes back into play. Knocked down by Hargrave, but it went backwards. Picking it up is Toner, who's thrown off the footy. Arundel is there to handball it back to Hargrave, who throws that one onto the right. Up the corridor they go. That one goes off the feet of Algozin, and ball goes to ground. Picked up again, this time by Mullins out to the near side. Scherer against Casillas. That's a pretty good matchup and pretty entertaining as well as the ball comes to ground, picked up by Wolf, who spins away from the footy. Now handballs it back, and it's picked off by Halberstadt, who throws that one onto the right. Over the top there, bounces out of the way, and then thrown down as it looks like that was Courtney Chaplin who is in there, and the ball got bounced away. Over to get it is Saki, who's thrown down. Big thrown down and a big tackle by Molly Halberstadt, who has been very, very impressive early on for the Jillaroos. And Molly will go back. She'll throw that one onto the right. And it's juggled and marked. And it's marked by Kaylin Deal from the Boston Lady Demons. She is the rock of that team. She'll throw that one onto the right. Up the corridor, hugs the boundary line. Toner couldn't get to it. Ball goes to ground. Saki threw it off the play, and then here comes Stavlin. Handballs it on, thrown onto the right. Looked like Mahoney over the top of Hills. That one's going to roll through, and the ball is going out of bounds, but the Jills will be happy with that. That'll be a boundary throw-in right in the shadow of their goals. Brian Bowers with you here at Miller Fields on the campus of North Carolina State University, the Eastern Regional Tournament. The Magpies looking for their third straight regional title of some sort. Ball goes to ground, and Toner has to go back to chase it. She'll pick it up under duress. She turns the ball over to Stavlin. Stabby throws it onto the right, just over the top, as she was looking for her teammate in Pike. Pike throws that one onto the right. That looks pretty good, but in fact it has gone through for a behind. Good effort by the Jills, who now are starting to pick things up a little bit. That's on the Visit Raleigh scoreboard. It's 2 points for them. They trail by 26. The Magpies at 4-4-28. You're on USAFL.com. And just a reminder, if you want to check out all the happenings from the USAFL, the 2017 season as we head towards Nationals in San Diego, California on October 21st and 22nd, USAFL.com. You can watch on your YouTube channel, also on Facebook at facebook.com/USAFL, and on Twitter at USAFL1997. Pike throws that one onto the right. Into the middle now. There's a kick for goal. There is Scherer, and Scherer has kicked the goal. That's a huge goal for the Jillaroos, and they're back into the game. A great goal by Katrina Scherer. On the Visit Raleigh scoreboard, that takes the Jills on to 1-2-8. The Magpies 4-4-28. It's back to 20 points. We got to talk about Sonic a little bit because Katrina Scherer has really the complete package. She can ruck, she can run, she can get the ball high in the air, and she is incredibly quick. And you don't see very many ruck, you don't see very many tall players with the kind of speed that she possesses. So here we go again. Ball in the air, knocked forward by Hargrave as Arundel was hauled down immediately. Kelly was held up by, it looks like Mahoney, and then the ball goes to ground. That might have been Chaplin. And then Kelly stays with the footy. She gets it away where she handballs it into Halberstadt, who gets another touch. Out to the near side over the head of Pike. Pike's going to run on, but Casillas is going to win the race and then keep the ball in front of her. Casillas again against Pike. That's a good matchup. Handballs it in, picked up by Toner. Toner is held to the ground, but it's turned over, and here comes Scherer. Throws that one onto the right. One-on-one contest over the head. It's going to skip by the defender, going in after it, and then there's Davidson, and Davidson will concede the behind. And that is another minor score on the Visit Raleigh scoreboard. Columbus 1-3-9. The Magpies 4-4-28. Ball in the back pocket with Natalie Wolf. Wolf comes out to the near side. Arundel with almost took the mark, but Halberstadt had a good job to get in position in front of her. Casillas throws that one onto the right. Out into the middle of the ground, knocked down, over is Toner. Toner, she's pushed down by Berniarski. Or check that, that looks like, yeah, it was Berniarski. Berniarski is 23. I believe I had called Lauren Balsley as Berniarski a little bit earlier. And the ball goes to ground, and we have a whistle as Matt Byrne, one of our 2 umpires. He'll throw the ball back in, and there is Hargraves, who's emerging as a very consistent ruck for the Magpies. That one is kicked off the ground. That one's going to be kicking in danger, I believe, is the call there. Didn't see a clear signal, but in any event, free kick to Sonic Scherer, whose sister Katie Ann, by the way, just joined up with the LA Dragons. She actually is playing for the U.S. national handball team as their goalkeeper. The mark is taken almost uncontested by Natalie Wolf. And Wolf will kick out to the right side. That one up in the air. Skips free. Picked up by Alay, who will throw that one onto the right. One-on-one contest. Wolf got a hand to it. Hills had it. Looking for help. Knocked down. Stayed with the footy. Good job in there by Deal to keep the pressure on. Ball goes off the hands. Thrown away there was 27. Ball goes to ground, handballed out of there. There's Casillas, who'll throw that one onto the right. Nice mark by Hargreaves, who had to go down to her knees and take it. Now she'll go back. Both teams will have a chance to set up ahead of Andy Hargreaves. He'll throw that one onto the right. And again, it's marked. Again by Alay. Roxanne Alay needs a little work on that drop. And the ball goes up. It's picked up by Berniarski, who's thrown to the ground. Picked up by Scherer, throws that one onto the right foot. It's an open goal square. It's going to hop over Deal, but go through for a behind. And another minor score. Another kick for the Columbus Jillaroos and company as they go on to 1-4-10. 1 goal, 4 behinds, 10 points. The Magpies were scoreless in the second quarter so far. 4-4-28. It's back to 18 points. Again, a reminder, the Lady Magpies have players from the Philadelphia Hawks and Boston Lady Demons, while the Jillaroos are also paired with the Baltimore Washington Lady Eagles. There are 3 Eagles on this team, and a pretty good Jillaroos contingent coming down from the Buckeye capital. Stablin picks it off. She'll throw that one onto the right. And that one is dropped out of the reach of Wolf. Hills finds Pike. Pike snaps for a goal. Is it there? They seem to think it is. Yes, it is. Alex Mims Pike showing her veteran class. A little chip kick over the top and a goal for the Jills. They needed that one, and that cuts it back to a 2-goal game. On the Visit Raleigh scoreboard, 2 goals, 4 behinds. That is 16 points. 4-4-28 for the Magpies, and the Jillaroos are on the front foot here in the second quarter. Ball comes back into the middle. Again, Brian Barish with you. Glad to have your company, either on YouTube or here live at Miller Fields. Ball back in the ground. This has become more competitive of a game as Scherer has some time. She'll pick up the footy, chased by Tracy Toder, even traced by Toder. As the ball goes in, Deal's got to go back. She'll see the ball through for another behind. So the Jills are getting their chances. You can't really say it's an accurate kicking. I would say really, if nothing else, they need to be more available inside 50 to the forwards. But in any event, they're at least getting the pressure. They just need to make it pay off. Visit Raleigh scoreboard, 2-5-17 Columbus. 4-4-28 for the Magpies. It's back to 11 points here midway through the second quarter. Out to the right side it goes, and the ball has gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in as Lisa Arredondo hands the ball to the boundary umpire. Speaking of veteran Americans and also those with national team experience, in their coach Lisa Arredondo for the Boston Lady Demons. Here we go. Ball comes spinning like a top back into play. Ball comes to ground now, picked up by Wolf. Up on that far side, looking for the unlisted number 27, high in the air. Halberstadt had it go back on her. Ball goes to ground. Everyone down, everyone gets funky. Is Balski able to get it out? And then pushed forward, again picking it up. Here's Hemingway. Hemingway will bootleg around, throw that one on to the right, up the far side. Did it go out on the full? I believe it has, so Kim Hemingway isn't back human. The ball is going out of bounds for a free kick to the Jillaroos. Stephanie Shipley-Snyder, who's also the president of the Jillaroos, kicks that one up high into the middle, and it is marked, but marked defensively by Tracy Toner. Native of Maine throws that one onto the right. That one will go one-on-one contest, handcuffs the player. He'll go and pick it up, handballs it away, and it is. Danny, you got to be a little bit more egregious with your, a little bit more demonstrative with your signals there, buddy. And in fact, it is a free kick. I think that was for holding the ball. We'll give Greeny some credit. This is his first USAFL referee game as he is trying to get his accreditation. And of course, a shout out to all of our umpires. And I'll tell you what, if you're just sitting around or you're watching this and you're thinking, hey, that would be really cool to do, the USAFL Umpire Association could use your services, either as a field umpire, a boundary umpire, or a goal umpire. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, up on that far side, that one is tipped off the top. Nice mark by Hemingway. Are they going to call 50? No, they're going to say that was incidental contact. So here's Tim Hemingway. One time of the Sydney Swans. Throws that one up on the right side. That one's up in the air. Marked! And marked nicely by Mullins, who will come out to the near side. That one will hop in. It'll one hop in. Knocked away by Pike and Casillas, who got to the ball simultaneously. Up over the top. Picking it up again is Wynn, or rather that was Quay. We'll check that was a lay. Meanwhile, as the ball gets kicked up on that far side, down the ground it goes. Over in that corner is New York finally trying to get something pushed forward, as there is a handball from Skonechny to Saki. Saki with a right foot kick, looking for Algazin in the corner, pushing her off again. There's Algazin. In there also is Mallet from Boston for the Magpies. Ball goes to ground. They're trying to get it out as Wynn. There's a stack. It's a Mugby roll situation, and over the top comes Stephanie McKittrick. But at the end of all of that, umpire Burns says, give that to me. We'll have a ball up. Again, on the Visit Raleigh scoreboard, it's the Magpies 4-4-28. The Jillaroos 2-5-17. The kick is on the way from Hemingway, but under the settle under that one is Balsky, or rather Balsley, up to the near side. And there is Shearer, who comes through, gets by the two Philly girls, and Arundel and McGill, and that one will skip on through. Going to pick that one up. Oh, good Shepherd, thrown in there by 39 there, which is Arredondo. Good bump, and then it's Wolf, who continues on, looking for Hemingway, who has time to pick it up off a blade of grass, shifts to the outside, makes one player miss, steadies from 45 meters out. Has she slotted that one? No, she hasn't, as it took a bounce and it went off the, or is it back in play? No, it did hit the goalpost. Everyone kept playing, but it did hit the post. That is the behind, and that is the first score of this quarter for the New York Lady Magpies on the Visit Raleigh scoreboard. That takes them on to 4 goals, 5 behinds. That's 29 points. It's a 2-goal straight lead over the Columbus Jillaroos, who are 2-5-17. Ball comes out to the near side. That one will hang up in the air, almost marked. Ball goes down to ground. And it squirts free. Algazin centers the ball for Kelly, who will play her on. And that one squirts off the side of her foot, or check that was McGill. And the ball goes off onto the side. McGill gets it back, throws that one onto the right. That one bounces through. And it's a goal. Or is it? No, it's for a behind. My apologies. That's a behind. That's a behind. I got a little excited there, and I believe that was, that may have been Kelly who picked the behind. But in any event, that's the second goal, second behind for the Magpies. That takes them on to 4-6-30. And it's 2-5-17 for the Jillaroos. And here come the Jills in the pink jumpers. Picked up, thrown to ground. There is Hemingway. Throws that one onto the right. That one will carry, almost marked. That one goes to ground. And then able to clear it out. There is Balsley up the far side, and that one skips on free. Shearer there to try and keep it forward. Lockett was stripped, got it again. And McGill is in there. And so is Kelly, number 33. And so is McGill, number 32. Ball locked in on that far sideline. We'll have a boundary throw-in. Again, USAFL.com for all the scores, up-to-date stats, and stories as we head towards the AFL International Cup in Melbourne in August. August 5th through the 19th, we'll have all the coverage of the Revolution and Freedom national teams, as the ball has been kicked out on the full, and another turnover and another chance for New York to try and extend the lead. We have the Baltimore Washington Eagles and the New York Magpies in Division I men's action across the way. That one is kicked in short and then picked off, and here comes the Jills back in the other direction. Wolf tried to catch that one baseball style in the outfield. I know she's an Indians fan. The ball comes to ground as Casillas' kick was affected. Here is Halberstadt, who will get in. Now she's under pressure. Good Shepherd thrown on there by Hoover, and then she's able to spin around. Just got the kick away. Good Shepherd by Jessica Hoover to allow Halberstadt to get it free, but then it's Deal who will circle around, throw that one onto the right, out to the far side, but she kicks it out on the full. Free kick to the Jills, directly across from us, and about, we'll say, 3 kicks from goal, as the Crow flies, or as the Magpie flies, because there are Magpies in this. Megan Hills will be nominated to take this free kick on that far side. Hillsey throws that one onto the right. High in the air, 2-on-3, skips away from Guy, and then getting to it again is Deal, who's thrown to the ground, but there is Casillas, who comes out to the near side, will kick that one into the cow paddock, and rushing on to grab it. She'll pick it up. Here is Hoover, throws that one onto the right, looking in tight, knocked in, but is gone out on the full. And a free kick, and it will be Drea Casillas who will put the ball back into play as the Magpies will attempt to shake the Etch-a-Sketch and draw up something new. They're up by 13 points on the Visit Raleigh scoreboard. It's 4-6-30 to 2-5-17. To the near side they come as Kelly. Couldn't handle it. Pike tries to keep it on her. Check that was Stablin. And Stablin picks it up, but she has run out of real estate. She is a stage door Jenny and runs out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. And a good pressure in there by Lauren Kelly again, the rookie from Philadelphia, who has played very well. Kicked the goal as they went up and joined Columbus, did Philadelphia, in their recent match against Boston back Memorial Day weekend. Spin around shooter there is Scherer, and that one is off the top as Hoover is in there. She is held up by Arredondo, who throws her to the ground nicely, and then that one is centered into the middle. It skips by Deal, who controls it. She corrals it and then runs up that far side. She unloads the guns and throws that one up the right side past the stretched arms of Saki, and Pelsley had it go off of her as a big bruising collision, but the ball has gone out of bounds for a boundary throw. And again, 30-17, New York the lead. Again, New York with players from Boston and Philadelphia, and the Jillaroos with players from Baltimore, Washington as well. As we mentioned, New York won the Central Regional in 2005 alongside the Jillaroos as they defeated Minnesota, and New York won last year. Not only did they win the 18-a-side competition, but the round-robin 12-a-side comp as well. That was hosted at home in Yonkers, New York. Remember that? The ball comes back into play, and just as soon as it comes in, it goes back out. Brian Bowers with you. Dorn James providing the camera work for USAFL.com as the ball comes back into play. Here is Halberstadt, who catches the ball in quickly. She is bumped for her troubles, looking for Hills as it skips by. Over into the corner is Berniarski, who can't get to it. She overran the football. Down the ground it goes. Play on, they say. Good Shepherd thrown by Toner for Arredondo. Arredondo's kick was rushed and not very good. Hills picks it up, throws that one onto the left. Here's Halbert. Here's that one is Mims. As Mims kicks for goal, did that sneak in? Yes, it did. Goal to Alex Mims-Pike. That is her first. Or check that. That's actually her second. And that closes the gap even more. Very impressed by the Jills. It's back to 7 points on the Visit Raleigh scoreboard. Columbus 3-5-23. New York 4-6-30. The Jills have not only kicked 3 goals, 4 behinds in this second quarter, but they've held the Magpies to just the 2 behinds. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments that Alan Gardner and company have made. They've made whatever it is, it's been working. Here's Halberstadt, another touch for her, who comes out to the near side looking for Pike. Nice mark by Casillas, who had her on height and had her on reach, and had good concentration to take it. Nice kick by the captain up on the far side, but here's Scherer. Scherer! That's got to be holding the ball, and it is. As she was held, she threw it at the foot, and a great tackle by Michelle McGill from the Philadelphia Hawks. And they're giving her instructions here, or they're going to give it, no, it's going to be a handball back to Hemingway. Hemingway with a up and down vertical barrel, and it is marked, and they'll get a chance to clear it out there. Will Mullins as the ball goes to ground. Here is Hemingway. got it on the second bite of the cherry. She's claimed, but just got the ball up. Great tackle by McGill. And then back the other way they come. Here is Stablin up the left side. It'll rustle its way through, and the ball has gone out of bounds, and in fact, that is halftime. Halftime at the football, and a very entertaining second quarter as this game has equilibrated on the scoreboard as the Jillaroos have managed to claw their way back into this one at halftime. Of the women's game of the Eastern Regional, it's the New York Lady Magpies on top. 4 goals, 6 behinds, 30 points to the Jillaroos. 3 goals, 5 behinds, 23 points. We're going to break for halftime. There's still 2 more quarters of football left in this women's game, and it'll be, you can see it when we come back. This is the 2017 Eastern Regional here on USAFL.com.